Hello, my name is David and I'm going to chat for 5 minutes about my experiences in volunteering with the Beth Johnson Foundation. First, I'll give you a little bit of my background. I'm a 51-year-old retired IT security consultant. In July 2015, at the age of 45, I suffered a severe head injury in a bicycle accident which required brain surgery and enduring a 4-week coma. Following hospital discharge, I was unable to resume my professional career for 2 years, as my brain just didn't feel like my own. During this time, I recognised that I needed a new purpose, so among many things I tried was to volunteer as an IT buddy at Newcastle Library on their shared computers. The confidence and self-worth I gained through volunteering indirectly led me back to resume my professional career with the Met Police in London in July 2017, after a 2-year break from employment. I continued for 2 further years as an IT professional. However, a consequence of my brain injury is the inability to learn new things. This meant it was time for me to retire. Nevertheless, I wanted to retain my useful purpose in life, so I approached Beth Johnson and learned that their Healthy Generations programme had a perfect size tech buddy slot for me to fit into. So, my volunteering contribution. My tech buddy role involved me participating in meets at either the Beth Johnson offices in Penkhull, just 200 yards from where I grew up, and at extra care housing schemes. I'd help people with their phones, tablets, laptops, advising and amongst many other activities, helping them out on setting up email accounts, explaining good practice search and browsing techniques, installing weather and free newspaper apps, organising photos taken on their mobile phones, choosing and using note-taking apps, explaining practical ways to organise and manage their passwords, my sweet spot. So, the difference I have made. I don't view my contribution as singularly making a major difference to anyone, but felt that lots of small things, when considered in totality, made it a very worthwhile exercise. What I have gained myself. Volunteering has helped me to develop my listening skills. As an IT professional, I was regarded as having strong communication skills, yet it's only recently that I've recognised that my supposed skills were only half-baked. I've now enjoyed learning the true value of listening and absorbing what is being said, rather than simply paying lip service. Priceless stories I have heard. I've loved the enjoyment from meeting new people, many with interesting stories to tell. By way of example, the following anecdotes came out during various conversations. Firstly, there was Helen, who was dyslexic from childhood and told me how she suffered frustration and embarrassment during her school years. While in her mid-20s, Helen had a son, and as he was growing up, she became terribly anxious about being able to support him with his reading when he reached school age. Regardless, despite her anticipating it being a futile exercise, she sat down with him to try. To her amazement, Helen's lifelong dyslexia dissipated over the course of the following few weeks, and she was able to fully help her son with the reading. Following this episode, Helen became an avid reader herself, with a prodigious appetite for reading books. Secondly, there was Jane, whose friend had a daughter who had long suffered from unsightly warts on her hands, arms, feet and legs. In a kindly act of fun distraction, Jane offered to buy the warts off the girl for 5 pence each. In a very short time, the girl's warts started to disappear. The girl actually apologised to Jane, to her mother, for how she was now worried that Jane would have the warts that she'd bought from her. In a word, priceless. I met another volunteer named Penelope, a young woman from Romania who was studying forensic science at Kiel University. Penelope somehow found the time and made the effort to be involved as a volunteer with Beth Johnson. I found her an inspiration. So I shall now wrap up, and in the words of the Looney Tunes cartoon closing caption, that's all folks.